NBA Commissioner Adam Silver does not buy into the idea of load management being a problem in the NBA. And I find this very, very fascinating because a lot of players say that they don't like load management either. And the public and the media, they had the general consensus that players asked, at least from what I could see, at least from what I've heard online, that no one really knew why players were sitting back to back. Was it the coaches? Was it the training staff? Was it the players? But then you got Steph Curry coming out earlier this year saying, like, I want to play, but it's the trainers and it's the coaches who are like, yeah, no, you can't play. And then I believe you had Anthony Edwards at the All-Star game. I'm pretty sure he talked about it, where he said that, it's a problem because, people, NBA tickets are not that cheap depending on, what type of market you're in. I'm in New York. Knicks tickets are not that, cheap. Nets tickets, I guarantee they probably went down in price now. With, the three of their, great players gone. But, they're not cheap. He said that, like, they only maybe have enough money to go to one game throughout the year. And if, the main reason people are going, like, for the Lakers is to see LeBron James and LeBron's sitting out on a load management day, it's kind of like you're wasting your money because you're there to see LeBron play basketball. Or if you're a Warriors fan, you're there to see, Steph or Clay play. Clay, when he was nursing his injury, I could understand that. But then also Clay on back-to-backs, he would generally take the second day off. Steph, when he played, he's hurt right now, would do sort of the same thing. He generally wouldn't play back-to-back. And that's a problem, I think. I do think load management is a problem. Because you're paying these guys $30, $40, $50 million, and they miss like 20 games due to rest. If you played 60 games in the NBA and you're making $50 million a year, that's nice. Just a few years ago, you would need to play a lot of games. You would play a lot of games and make $50 million. And it was sort of like, okay, you earn your money. Now you're getting paid to sort of sit on the bench due to load management. I do think it's unfair. For the simple reason, like, if I go to a game, I want to see, like a Jalen Brunson or a Julius Randle play if I'm going to a Knicks game. If I'm in San Francisco, I want to see Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green all be on the floor at the same time playing basketball. I don't want to see them, missing games due to load management. If you're in Los Angeles, everyone wants to see LeBron. He's probably the greatest player in NBA history. Of course you want to see him. And especially, like, these younger players can take those, long games, the full season. They can take that. Unless you're Zion and have leg injuries, then you can't take even, 30 games. But generally, the younger players can, go through the rigor of a full NBA season. The older players, like a LeBron or anything like that, I can understand that. I can understand the veterans taking, some rest. But we're talking about, 25-year-olds to like 29-year-olds taking some load management days. And it's apparently not up to them. They're told, yeah, you're not playing today. You're on a load management day. And there's really nothing they could do to play on that back-to-back. So I do think it's unfair. Here's the crazy thing. The average NBA salary is a little bit under $10 million. And you're sitting on the bench for 20, 30 games a year. Now, there were some changes that could be made, some that were proposed, like a 72-game season. I know Steve Kerr is a big proponent of lowering the amount of games played. But to the guys that are making not that much money, you're going to want, a full season because then you're going to make more money here. So it's either you raise the amount of money you pay for a 72-game season to try to, even it out like it were an 82-game season, at least payment-wise. Or you get rid of the load management thing for young players who could take it. If you're not hurt, why not? Why aren't you playing? Well, you're resting at 29 years old, 28 years old when you're like maybe in your prime or on just the start of the tail end of your prime. What are you doing taking a rest day? I don't understand it personally. Maybe someone in the comments out there could help me understand why the hell people in their early 20s are taking rest days. I'm not sure I understand why. And Adam Silver says he doesn't buy into load management being a problem. You know why? Because you got so many stars in the NBA. If 4 of them don't play, but then you have the other, 26 stars play, those are going to be swept under the radar a little bit. But when you got a bunch of stars out at one time, that's where you're going to hear people complain. You have that, they do a lot for player safety too, player health. They have like that week of the All-Star break. They don't play defense anymore in the All-Star game. I just think, you need those reps. Younger players need those reps to get better. And I think it was DeMar DeRozan that said that, I believe it was 78 games to be considered for other NBA awards or just the MVP award. I don't hate that. I think saying you can only miss 4 games is a little bit extreme. I would say probably play 72 games. 72 games, 70 games to be eligible for the MVP or just, all NBA awards, like the most improved player and stuff like that. I think that could be a good idea. I think that'd be pretty controversial. I think people would also, probably think, it's a little unfair. You got to play all these games. What if you get hurt and everything like that? So I can understand that. But, I think load management is a problem. But, who knows? I don't think the NBA is going to change anything about load management because, they're multi-billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar businesses. They're going to continue sitting their guys until there's like a severe public outcry of, why am I paying hundreds of dollars to go to a game to see my guy sip a smoothie on the bench at the end of the bench there and just watch the game and get up every once in a while and clap when they're not really hurt? I think that's really only when you see a severe improvement or push to get rid of load management or to decrease it enough so, people who, pay tickets, they have a much, much higher chance maybe in a back-to-back to see their, favorite player or to see, the main stars of your team play. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.